Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So today I'm finally going to be filming my Q&A video, and this Q&A was really supposed to be like a bunch of different question medley like you guys usually ask in my Q&A. The questions were mostly about my move to LA, about how I moved to LA, why I moved to LA, just things about LA basically. So I just decided to kind of make it the LA Q&A, and maybe later on we'll have a Q&A that has to do about something else, but I just feel like unless I answer these questions about my move to LA, it's always gonna be the same questions that come up. So let's just jump right in. So I took a screenshot of most of the questions. I won't be saying the names just because when I screenshot, I don't really see the names. So first things first, I wanna answer one of the top questions, which was, why did I move to LA? I just didn't pick up and go. This was something that we've been kind of looking into for a while. I would say maybe for the past year and a half, 2 years. So my husband got a job promotion out here in LA, and I just thought that it was perfect. Like, things fell perfectly. The timing was great. Everything just felt right. And then we just decided to do it. You know, we knew we weren't going to be in Columbus, Ohio forever, although we loved Columbus, and it was a great opportunity for him. It was a great opportunity for me. Everything just worked out well. All right, so this question is really, really long, and it's got some different like segments to it, but her question was long. It was, what are your thoughts about LA? Is it really worth the hype? Is LA worth the hype? Yes and no. I would say yes, it's worth it, just because I can get anything that I want as far as shops. If I need to buy something, if a new product launches, something releases, I know if I really want it, I can get my hands on it. That is kind of important to me, just because I'm really, really into like fashion and makeup and things like that. So sometimes living in other places that I've lived in, I will miss out on a lot of those things. So it is kind of worth it to me. And the second thing that I would say is definitely worth the hype would be the fact that the weather here is so beautiful. Granted, it has been raining like crazy, but apparently everyone here in LA is really excited because it's been a drought or something, and they really need the rain. Well, they're getting it right now, honey, because I brought all the rain with me from Columbus. So I would definitely say LA is worth the hype if this is the type of environment you want to live in. But I don't know. It just depends on what it is that you want out of life. Like, what is it that you want to do? If those things are here in LA, then I would say it's definitely worth it. If your husband didn't get a job in LA, but instead had an option to choose where he would go, would you have chosen LA based on what you know about it now? So yes and no. Because of what I do on YouTube, I do want to grow my YouTube channel. I do have plans of what I want to do in the beauty industry. That's where I want to be. That's where I'm happy. So yeah, I would have still chosen LA because I know I'm not an East Coast person. Like, I would never ever want to move to New York. It's just too much for me. I think the only other place where if we would have gotten it, we definitely would have moved to would have been Texas, either Dallas or Houston. If we would have gotten anything else in Dallas or Houston, I would have been there yesterday. Just because you guys know I spent a majority of my life in Houston, Texas, and I love Houston, Texas, and I will move back there whenever, wherever. Just tell me when, where, and I'll be there. I'm gonna answer this one because a lot of people ask me this question. She said, also, I want to move to LA when I'm 20 years old. So what is some advice as far as saving money for a place? And what do you recommend living in LA? By the way, I'm 18 now. I'm the worst person to answer this question, and I'll tell you why. I'm not the great person at saving money. I'm not the worst either. I'm pretty but my husband is definitely like the saver in this relationship. Like, his financial like level is on something else. Like, he knows how to turn nothing into something. Like, this man is just good with money. So I would say a lot of that is him. So I really can't tell you how to save money. I would just say, for me, it would just be open a savings account and put money aside. But I would say you need to save a lot of money, girl. A lot of money. This place is no joke. LA is no joke. The gas is expensive, the food is expensive, the living is, everything here is expensive. I think you also asked places to move in LA. Again, I'm not a good person to answer for that because I'm not sure what you're going to be doing out here in LA. I would definitely say don't move here if you don't have a job lined up. Just because that makes me hyperventilate when people just move across, when people just move to places they don't have a job, they don't have a like what's the word, they don't have a plan, you know, they don't have anything in place. That just makes me hyperventilate, because girl, the homelessness in LA is real. I would say save your money, save a lot of money. I would say save no less than $10,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's a figure that I would feel comfortable with saying moving here. Especially if you're gonna be moving here without a job, you need to save no less than $10,000. If you are moving here with a job, I would say 5,000 or so, like that. But your second question was where to live when you're in LA. Again, I'm not the best person to ask that, just because I'm really new here. So I don't really know like the different areas. I haven't ventured out too much. I haven't even seen the Hollywood sign yet, guys. That's how much I'm unfazed by all of this. I just like the weather, but I like my quiet side here. Definitely to make a trip out here to actually see the city for yourself, figure out where you're gonna be working and map that out, because girl, the traffic is real out here. So yeah, I would just say do your research. Again, I'm not really sure. When we were moving, we had a budget, and fortunately that budget allowed us to kind of pick and choose where we wanted to live. But yeah, I would say just do a lot of research, read blogs and things like that. There's always people telling you about their experience and how things went for them. I think those are great sources of knowledge. That's what I did. I read a lot. I watched a lot of videos because I go to YouTube for everything. But just do that and you know, just get yourself prepared. I would love to know what made you move to LA, and are you enjoying a new chapter of your life so far? What has been your biggest adjustment so far? Did you get a work transfer? If not, what job are you doing now? Okay, so I already answered what made me move to LA. Am I enjoying it so far? I am really enjoying it. I just didn't realize that I was gonna be a minority, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. I am enjoying this new chapter of my life so far. It's definitely different. It's new. We are definitely enjoying it, and we're loving everything that LA has to offer right now. My biggest adjustment has been the people here in LA are sort of different. I'm used to, and I want to choose my words carefully here, because I don't want to say people here are rude, because of course there's always a good and a bad in every city, but the people here are just different. Like, I'm just used to something different. I think the people, I'm gonna leave it at that. The people have been the biggest adjustment for me. Like, I definitely need to rearrange and readjust my mentality, my way of thinking in order to comprehend LA. As far as my job, a lot of people ask me that question. What am I doing? What am I working? Am I doing the same job? Yes, I am. I was lucky enough that, for those of you guys who don't know, I work for Sephora, a branch that's inside of JCPenney. I was fortunate to be able to find a job transfer doing my same position here in LA, which was very fortunate. I would say my position is not really one of those that opens up a lot. People usually stay longer in my position. They don't move around too much. I was really fortunate to find the same position open here in a store in LA. So it didn't really feel like I was starting a new job. It was just jump in and go. So I'm very thankful because of that. Have you always been so confident? And what advice do you have for plus size divas that are trying to feel more confident? Now, I am going to put a pin in this question just because I am going to make a video on my whole confidence thing. I would say a while back I used to find it a little bit offensive when people ask me where I get my confidence from, but I really had to understand that some people really don't have it. So they were just trying to figure out how you go about it. So I'm going to make a video. I'm going to tell you guys a few stories in my life of key things that have really changed my view, boosted my confidence, lowered my confidence, because I am confident, but like everybody else, I have my low points. So I really want to make a video about that because I think that you guys will find that video very helpful, because yeah, I've had to hit some curves in life. I would say I'm a good steady right now, and I've been at a good steady. But definitely, I think some of the stories that I have would definitely help some of you guys out. So we're gonna put a pin in the confidence thing and come back to that in another video, okay? Are you and your husband going to have kids? I answered this question in my last Q&A, and my answer is and will always be we will have kids when we decide to have kids. What is your biggest pet peeve? I have a lot of pet peeves, but I would tell you guys something that I have discovered about myself since I've been here in LA. Now, I realize that the second language here in Los Angeles is Spanish. I get that. I understand that. But the operative word being second language, which means the first language is still English. And I just find that people have gotten so comfortable with the second language being Spanish here in LA that they're taking it a little bit too far. Like, I go into a grocery store and I try to ask for help and no one can answer me in English, and that's just baffling to me. Or you go, I don't know, you go random places where people should know English because you might have questions and nobody knows how to speak English and they're all trying to answer you in Spanish. That just grinds my nerves. That just really upsets me. And I'll tell you why. I'm an immigrant. I came into this country, I did not know a lick of English. I did not know any English at all when I came into this country. Granted, I was younger, but I have family members who came here grown up. I mean, like 30 and above, like grown ups, and they have learned English down to a T. I just don't understand why I had to put the effort into learning the language and some people don't. I came here just the way you did as an immigrant, and I busted my butt and I learned English. And I'm not just talking about the older generation. Sometimes you can see an older person and you realize that, you know, they came here at an older age, they didn't pick it up. I'm talking about like young people. I'm talking about people in their 20s, people in their teens. They don't speak English, and I'm just like, bro, like, get your life together, get Rosetta Stone, but get your life and learn some English. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. And I mean, if you're a smart person, you would know that I'm not offending everybody. I'm an immigrant myself. Why would I be ragging on other immigrants? So, any of your relatives plan on moving out that way to be closer to you? Will family move here for us? Bruh, nah, nobody's moving here for us. Nobody's moving here for us. I can't think of one person who will move out here for us. But I'm pretty used to being away from family. I've been away from family almost all my life. I come from a really big family, and we kind of all just split up all over the world. We all live in different parts of the world, here, United States, Europe, Africa, just everywhere. So we're used to communicating over the phone as a family. We don't see each other a whole lot, but we keep in touch. So I think that's a reason why I'm not like freaking out too much about that. Yeah, so yeah, nobody's moving out here for us, girl. It's just us. Please, what skincare products do you use? Thanks, love you. Also from Cameroon, but live in the UK. That's so amazing to see all the different Cameroonians in so many different cities. And you guys have no idea how happy it makes me that my fellow Cameroonians follow me. Because sometimes the Cameroonians, we tend to be lurkers. You know, we just look, but we never really follow, and we never express the fact that we appreciate somebody else that we follow. But I digress. I will have a skincare video up. I am filming that by the end of the month. I know you guys are like, you's a liar. You always lie. I've been talking about filming an updated skincare video for 2-3 years now, and I haven't, but I promise, I put a deadline on it. I am filming it by the end of the month. So my skincare video should be up sometime in February, if not before that. Okay, now I'm moving to Instagram. Those were all from Snapchat, and there was a couple more, but I guess I didn't screenshot them right. Somebody asked, I love makeup, but I can't apply eyeliner correctly to save my life. Any tips and tricks for an easier application, girl? There's no tips and tricks for eyeliner. Eyeliner is just one of those things that you just have to keep practicing, and believe me, you're gonna look crazy at first, but one day it's just gonna click and you're gonna get it. And you also have to find which eyeliner is for you. Like, are you a pencil girl? Are you a cream girl? Are you a liquid girl? I would say try all of them and see which one is easier for you. Once you find the one that your hand and eye can coordinate to, then just keep practicing and it will get easier as you go. Tips for moving to LA. Where do you get your frontals? What website if you order online? Best makeup brands for beginners. Girl, that's a lot of questions. Tips for moving to LA, I don't have any yet. I don't feel like I've lived here enough to know any tips for moving to LA. The only thing I can tell you is save a lot of money. Where do you get your frontals? I've only tried 2, and one of them I never reviewed because I didn't like it. 2, the next one I'm still wearing. This is actually what I'm wearing on my head right now, and I will have a full review of this coming up. Best makeup brands for beginners. I think any makeup brand is good for beginners. You just gotta get the easy stuff, get the neutral palettes, get the simple things. Don't mess with anything that you don't know what to do with. Leave it alone. Would love some tips on putting on lashes. Having a hard time. It looks easy on video. I have a full video on how I apply my lashes, and I will link it down below. How did you find a balance between doing YouTube and being a wife? Love your channel. And balancing YouTube, being a wife, and having a full-time job, which is like a managerial job, is super hard. Sometimes I'm so exhausted that I don't know what to do, but it is really hard. I don't have an answer for you, girl. I just say go until you drop. That's what I do. I just keep pushing. I just try to manage my time better. That's the only thing I'm gonna say for you, is manage your time as best as you can. Wake up early as you can, go to bed as early as you can. Give yourself more hours in the day. Like if you're in bed past 8, 9, you've already missed 2 or 3 hours there that you could have been doing something else. My best days are when I get up at 7 and I just get everything rolling, because usually by then I'm done with everything like around 3. If I'm not working that day, I'm done with everything around 3, and I can enjoy the rest of my afternoon. So it's a really big challenge. I haven't really mastered it. Sometimes I'm really focused on being a wife, and then sometimes I'm really focused on my YouTube, and then sometimes I find a balance. I don't know. It's just waking up early and trying to get everything done as best as you can without killing yourself. That's the only answer I got for you, girl. But that's a really good question. Thank you for asking that. And this is the good and the last question. She said, what is your specialty when it comes to cooking? For those of you guys who follow me on Snapchat, you guys know I love to cook and I love to try new recipes. I would say my specialty at cooking is African fusion, if that makes any sense. I know how to cook African food. Like, I'm not the best at African food. I can take any recipe and I could put an African spin on it and make it so much more flavorful. Because the thing about me being African, my palate is really complex, so I can't do bland food. So I always have to take recipes and switch it around and put some African spices in there to bring out the flavors more. But if you ask anybody who knows me or anybody who's ever eaten my food or my husband, he would tell you my specialty is ribs. Girl, I wish I could have a barbecue and invite all of y'all to my barbecue, because don't nobody make ribs like I make ribs. And I'm not talking about smothered barbecue ribs. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just seasoned ribs. I season them up. I leave them in the fridge overnight. Girl, the juices be soaking in there. Then I put them on the grill, and it has to be a charcoal grill, because we tried it on like our gas grill. It's not the same. Girl, my ribs. I don't want to toot my own horn, but my ribs. Anybody who's ever had my ribs, ask me how to make them. And I'm not telling nobody, because I don't know what the future holds. I might want to open a restaurant. Alright guys, that is it. If I missed your question, I am so sorry. That is basically it for this Q&A. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, make sure you always follow me on Snapchat. That is the fastest way you will get an answer from me. Make sure you share this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!